hit start and wait for it.
Hello everyone, I'm Dalen Cossingham with Ronin Fitness. Today I'm going to be going over a back to basics leg workout. This is going to teach you guys a lot of how the right way to posture your body when you're doing a lot of these leg exercises. It's also going to teach you a little bit about how to engage your legs a little bit more and certain things that you're looking for to keep your body in the right position so that you don't hurt yourself. Before we go into that though, I'd like to talk a little bit about procrastination. Now, maybe it's genetic or maybe it's just something that I struggle with personally, but procrastination has always been one of those things that I myself personally struggle with. And I know many of you at home probably struggle with it as well. I tend not to procrastinate on things that I'm passionate about. So if it comes to training in a gym or martial arts training, those are things where I make sure I get it done immediately. Yes, it's work, but it's work that I enjoy fundamentally so much, I get it done right away. However, the things that I do procrastinate about are things like cleaning my car, cleaning my house in general. I tend to try to put off as long as possible. Simply because they're not things I enjoy doing. However, they are fundamentally things that need to get done. The problem with putting things off over and over and over again is that they continue to get worse, and the problems that you have that aren't getting taken care of expand. And this goes in work, this goes in life, this goes in anything. So while it is important to do the things and put in the work on areas you enjoy, similarly, the areas where you don't enjoy it, it's important to get it done. If working out is an area you don't enjoy, it's that much more important to get it done so it's out of the way so you can move towards things that you do enjoy. If cleaning, like myself, is something that you're not a big fan of, get it done first. Maybe wake up in the first 2 hours of your day, take it, finish it off, so that way you can move on to things that you do enjoy, reading or whatever else you want to do that day, right? So procrastination unfortunately, is the thing that makes all of our problems worse because it makes us ignore those problems until they get so big that they are harder mess to clean. All right, let's move on to some leg stuff though. I'm excited to get started today. The first one we're gonna do is we're gonna work on our calf raises. So for these, go ahead and grab onto anything. Here's what I'd like you to focus on. What a lot of people do wrong with calf raises, they come up for a second and they come back down, just like that. And if I'm here by myself, it's just like that. They think that they're really working their calves by going up for half a second. The thing with calf raises is that what works them is coming up and then coming down very slowly. So I go up, I hold the position, and then I come down real slow and I keep my heels from touching the ground. That is what actually gets it to work. So I come up, when I come up, I normally hold for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and then I come down nice and easy. That's what works my calf. It's not just coming up on my tippy toes and back down. Yeah, if I did that 1,000 times, I'd probably get the same result because I've been up on my toes back and forth so much. But if I want to really work it better and with less reps, the best way to do that is to go up on your toes and hold it there for 3 seconds. Let's try 5 together. I can do it without balancing, but if you need a wall, go ahead. So again, we're coming up, 1, 2, 3, and then back down. And then keep your heels off the ground. Up again, 1, 2, 3, back down, 1, 2, 3, up again, 1, 2, 3, and last one, up, 1, 2, 3. That's just the right way to engage your lower calf muscles. If you have it with weights or kettlebells or dumbbells, it should be the exact same thing. All right, let's move on towards a squat now. So a squat. So for this one, what I like to do, especially when you, just to gauge how good your squat is, I like to try to keep my arms up above my head. And I try to squat down. Now, if I find my arms coming forward, it means my upper body has come forward while I'm bending down, and I'm bending a lot, just as much with my back as I am with my legs. The best way to do a squat is to try to keep your hands above your head. I almost like to go here. If you want to go all the way up, you can. I like to go right here at my head. and I try to squat down and keep my arms from coming forward too much. Now if my elbows come forward, I know that I'm having some problems, but if I can keep my elbows here and squat down and my knees stay coming out, I know I've got a pretty good squat. So again, I'm here, I'll show you from the front. I squat down, my arms can stay above my head, my back tries to stay as straight as it can with a slight arch or bend, and then here, my knees point out. So again, I'm here, I squat down, arms stay up. If I want to go all the way up, same thing. So let's try 3 together. All right, arms up, let's see if you can keep them up. Squat down, so again, pretend that you're sitting down on a little chair, bend those knees, get as deep as you can, and up, that's 1. And again, 2, and again, 3. That is how you can tell if you have a good squat. If you found your arms coming forward, all that means is that you're bending a lot more with your stomach. You need to do a better job of keeping your back at least a little upright. But even when I'm here, unless I'm doing a goblet squat in that nature, for a back squat, my back does bend a little bit. It's got somewhat of an angle here, but it's not all the way here. A little bit of an angle is okay. Too much of one, and you start putting pressure on other joints you don't want to. All right, let's switch it over to a lunge for the next one. What I normally have people do to start lunges is I almost have them make sure that first, their feet aren't in a straight line. If you're in a straight line like this, you're gonna be off balance. But I do want my feet to be very close to a straight line. So the line that goes between this foot and this knee should only be about that big. And again, coming from the front, it's just a little bit. Second thing is if my feet are too close together, what happens is this knee comes over this foot. And I'll show you that from the side as well. Knee coming over the foot, I end up putting pressure. So what I wanna do is I wanna come back just a little bit. I wanna take a bigger step back. And now this is the important part. Keep your trunk straight and then bend this knee. The easiest way to practice this, especially if you're new to lunges, is to take this leg, move it back, back straight, just touch this knee to the floor and then come back up. And then do that 5 times. Let's try 5 on one side, 5 on the other. So again, legs here, get a big deep step back and 5 touches. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, practicing keeping that back as straight as possible. Same thing on the other side. Here, this leg is gonna come down, big wide stretch or girth. Here, 1, 2, 3, and if you notice my back and shoulders, 4, my posture is great on these, 5. And that's a good way to practice lunges. Now when you actually put weight in them, the same principle should apply, but keep that knee from touching the floor. Same thing, I take a big step back, lunge, this knee stays off the floor, but my back and core remain upright. All right, so that's a way that we can utilize our lunges a little bit. And if you need practicing, like I said, just practice tapping your knee and coming back up. If the floor underneath you is too hard, what I would recommend is maybe a pillow or some type of mat to keep your knee from banging if you have like a really hard tile or wood floor. All right, from here, let's go into one other type of one that we can do. Now, we don't have any weights today, but I'll teach you a deadlift when we do like single leg deadlifts or when we go ahead to grab to pull up. And this goes for a gym if you're using a barbell. This goes for at home if you're using a dumbbell. This goes for any type of deadlift that exists. So what I want to do, if I have 2 dumbbells, let's pretend I did for a second, what I want to do is make sure that my feet are equal distance apart. I want to come down, and when I come down, I bend my knees just a little, and my back has a slight angle to it. But when I come up here, I want to almost push my hips forward a little bit so that my hamstrings hit the work. If I'm using a barbell, it's the same thing. If I'm doing a Romanian deadlift, it comes up that way, hips push forward. And even if I'm doing a single leg deadlift where I take a dumbbell or a kettlebell, and let's say I have it in my left hand, so my right leg is going to come up. When this leg comes up, this leg has to remain straight, or as straight as I can get it, with maybe a little bend. And then when I come up, my hip pushes forward. So anytime you're trying to work your hamstrings on any deadlift motion, where you're grabbing something, bend your knees just a little bit, but try to keep them as straight as you can with just maybe a slight bend, and then pull up and push your hips forward. That's really gonna work your hamstrings and your glutes. If you need a little bit of practice with that, grab something small, maybe a water bottle. Practice keep with a slight bend, reaching over. You can bend your knees just a little bit, and then just pushing back up and pushing your hips forward. Practice it with some lightweight. Maybe once you've done that, you can upgrade to a dumbbell or a kettlebell. And then eventually, if you do have a gym that you like working out in, barbells work well for those as well. This has been Dalen Cossingham teaching you all about how to engage your legs so that you can utilize these for your exercises and different things that you want to look out for. Before I go today, please make sure that you tell your friends, family, anybody you know about Ronin Fitness. We'd love to grow this platform together. I love teaching, and I love making sure that you guys are as safe as possible while doing these exercises at home or in the gym. Until I see you next time, don't stop until your good has become better and your better has become your best. This is Dalen Costingham with Ronin Fitness, signing off.